these two men last shared a room. That
And I heard Jake Tapper is. Yeah, I heard Jake Tapper is gonna do it, and that's like, bro, Jake Tapper is one of the most famous Trump haters. Like, that's
was 4 years ago when
we already
Trump
know how
broke
that's gonna go.
basically every debate rule, interrupting Biden 145 times.
And Biden didn't break any rules either.
What did he do with Burisma
None
to
of
deserve
that
$183,000?
None
You've
of
asked
that
a
is
question,
true.
let him answer.
None of that is true.
Oh, really? He didn't
Totally,
get
No,
$3.5 million?
Mr. President,
it's
Mr.
totally,
President, please.
totally
You've asked a question.
discredited. Totally discredited. And by the way,
Well, wait, he didn't get $3.5 million, Joe?
Mr. Vice,
He got
Mr.
$3.5 million.
President,
it is not true.
Oh, really?
Mr.
Oh,
President,
but Mr.
it's an open discussion, please.
Now,
It's a fact.
Well,
It
you
is
have
not
raised
a
an
fact.
issue. Let
And
Mr.
by the way,
President-
Trump kept bringing up literal facts. Oh, why did it exposure go so much, bro? So... Okay, there, good enough. Trump brought up a bunch of facts, and they kept. Chris Wall was like, "Oh, you can't talk about it. That's not related to the subject. That's not true." Turned out to be true.
President answer.
Joining me now is Chris Wallace, host of The Chris Wallace Show, and he's talking
This
to
guy has
Chris
his own
Wallace.
show. What?
Chris, that was you in that debate video. That was an infamous moment back in 2020. There's going to be probably a lot more moments like that, you would think. What do you think is
so.
going to happen in these debates based
Actually,
on the
wait,
way
where's
that
my-
we even got to this point? Today, the two of them going back and forth about when these debates would happen and who would be participating in them.
Well, first of all, I got to say, Abby, I'm just shocked that Biden made this this offer today. The idea of a debate in June. You talk about early voting. Early voting starts in September, and there's never
Yeah,
been
you
a
know, why
presidential
is-
debate since the first.
This is interesting
ones-
to talk about. Why is Biden? Because you think they would stall for the debate, but no. And I think RFK Jr. is gonna be his debate too. I'm not sure. I think I saw that. But why is Biden trying to debate so soon? Genius. Yeah, I had to change the title of the stream. Why is Biden doing it so early? Is it because he's getting yanked and he wants to try and cement his position? I think that's what it is. My theory as to why Biden is offering such an early debate is because he's been told he's going to get replaced and doesn't want to get replaced, so he's trying to stick his nose in, put his foot in the door as far as possible so they can't replace him. I think that's what he's trying to do.
In 1964 Kennedy-Nixon debates before September. I frankly think that this was a very smart move by Joe Biden. You look at the polls this week, particularly in the New York Times.
Well, he
he's
doesn't expect to win the debates, does he? Right? I mean, this is obviously the only possible explanation to me is that Biden's trying to get his foot in the door as far as possible. He's not going to win the debate, bro. He can't even speak on his own. What makes
in
me think he's gonna be
5
able
of
to
the
keep up
6
with
swing
Trump?
states. And if this arc of the campaign continued the way it was, Biden was on his way to defeat. But by making this offer, seizing the initiative here,
Fake news
I
network.
think
This
it's
is
a
terrible
big
analysis.
time opportunity for Biden to try to change the dynamics of this debate and this campaign, depending on how he does in the debate.
What does Chris
particularly
Wallace
because
even know
one of the
anyways?
big issues is Biden's the Trump argument that Biden is out of it, that he's not up to having these debates. Biden, if he just shows up and handles himself reasonably well, it seems to me that's going to reassure a lot of people who may agree with Biden on the issues but are concerned about his
He
age
could
and
barely
competence.
carry himself in the first debate, and he wasn't even close to as
Caitlin, when
damaged
you
as he's
were
now. There's
watching
Caitlin Collins. Wow. my Biden opinion. Why Biden's here?
The Biden campaign this morning announced that they had sent a letter to the Commission on Presidential Debates informing them that they would not participate in those traditional debates that had been set to begin in mid-September. Instead, the Biden campaign put forth
June
some of the
27th,
terms that they would
that's a
like
bit
to see
over a
for
month
debates going forward, identifying these dates in late June as well as early September for opportunities for the two men to face off one-on-one for the very first time. Now, the Biden campaign has called for these debates to be one-on-one, which essentially is excluding any potential third-party candidates, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr. They also wanted to see these debates organized directly between the campaigns and the broadcast networks. That is something that we have seen now play out as both.
Yeah, keeping RFK Jr. is a good idea. RFK Jr. out for this is a good idea. Because RFK Jr. is going to kill Biden. He's going to go after Trump too, but Biden's not going to be able to stay up to RFK Jr. The thing is, you're going to have all these people who really don't like Trump, who are going to acknowledge Biden's not really good. Then you're going to see RFK Jr. It's like, wow, this guy's kind of liberal. Maybe he's not everything I want him to be, but it's better than Biden. Or maybe he wants to do it now so the debates aren't so close. That doesn't make any sense. That's dumb.
Biden and Trump have announced that they are accepting a debate with CNN on June 27th. That debate is set to take place at CNN's Atlanta studios, and it will take place with just the two candidates, the moderator, or potential moderators, I should say, and no audience will be involved. Now, in their letter to the commission on presidential debates, the Biden campaign outlined how they were concerned about getting candidates in front of voters much earlier in the process. Those debates were not set to take place until beginning, I believe, on September 16th. So this will give the two men an opportunity to lay out their viewpoints on various issues far much earlier in the presidential contest than is typical. And also the campaign noted in their letter that some of these debates had turned into entertainment spectacles with outbursts or involvement from audience members. So they're trying to eliminate some of that. Another thing the Biden campaign has called for is for the microphones to only be on when that candidate is actively speaking, potentially eliminating some of that intense back and forth that we saw between Biden and Trump back in 2020. But it's clear at this point that the debate date seems to be set with that first debate between the two men for this election cycle taking place in just 6 weeks.
Very important political news indeed. Arlette, stand by. Kristen, you're here with me. Give us some more on the Trump campaign's reaction to this challenge from President Biden.
Well, almost everything on that list was stuff that they also wanted. And this is because the results, this actual public announcement was a result of back and forth conversations informally about debates that really focused on a mutual disdain for the Commission on Presidential Debates and how to set up a possible scenario that didn't include the commission. So they were expecting something like this. Now, the only thing that Trump's team and Trump himself doesn't agree with is that he wants more presidential debates. He's going to be calling for roughly 4 presidential debates. He doesn't think 2 is enough. But if you'll remember, Trump's campaign had already reached out to the Commission on Presidential Debates asking for earlier debates. So that checks that box for them. They had also told me that they did not want a third-party candidate up on stage. They said that Donald Trump would debate if there was a third-party candidate up there, but that was not something that they were seeking out. So almost all of the conditions that Biden lined out line up with the former president. And I will tell you, we have reported this now for months. Donald Trump's team believes that a debate will only help Donald Trump. So they are looking forward to it, and they believe that he'll be prepped and ready to go.